I'd like to introduce you to our Vendavolt cashless payment system. I've got this configured on a Samsung brand new 2018 dryer operating with 220 volts. I'm going to use one of our cards. Come over here.
Please wait for confirmation.
Okay, it's turned on, and now I can go to my machine and I have power. It's debiting. I've got this configured to operate $1 per minute, just for demonstration purposes here, and explain what everything's happening here. On the controller, you can either purchase the credit card controller and modem from whomever you desire. What makes this unique is the equipment over here on your right. What you've got over here are your solid-state relays, a pair of solid-state relays, power supply, your receptacle, and how we've got this connected because we're interrupting power. So from the wall outlet, what we did was unplugged our dryer cord and plugged it in here, and we took from here the output. We're pulling the power from the mains. So what we're doing is we're interrupting both lines, line 1, line 2 of the 220 volts. Now this is available in either 110 volt, 120, or 220, 240. And for all of our international customers, we have the different receptacles and power cords, obviously to match your product. We're running here with a 30 amp circuit. And anytime you want to stop it, just simply press the button and it stops the countdown.
Thank you, and goodbye.
We have also the capability of running multiple machines. For example, over here we have an 8 selection. With this, the only difference is what we've got are 8 push buttons, and we're able to go out there and select from 1 to 8 different dryers. What is done there is we put a timer board in each of the dryers. Example, here's our timer board, and it's accumulator timer board, so that we can send the number of pulses. For example, if you're charging 25 cents for 10 minutes and you want say 40 minutes, you're going to need to pay $1 for this, so you can send over 4 pulses if they're quarter pulses, and this will accumulate and store in memory and then debit down time, and you can add at any time more additional time. So this is your timer board versus a simple Nayax version where it just counts up over on this one here. It doesn't require a timer board because Nayax or any of the other credit card terminal processors, they have the count up type. You've all seen the error machines in the convenience stores. They're in count up mode. All it is a simple little wireless modem like this and reader, and it goes off to the host where they're processing time in a count up mode. And when customers finish, you press stop and it stops charging your time. Again, you can purchase anybody's modem and reader. What the key to all this is how you hook it up, and over here, and that is with the controller. With the controller, it does all the work. And if it's multiples, for example here, what I'm going to do is explain to you like this. This is simple terms. If you went out to buy readers for 8 different washers and 8 different dryers, let's say you're paying $300 or $400 per reader. Well, 8 times $300 or $400 versus a one-time purchase of 1 reader. And then all you have are your selections. And when you press the selection, inside here is a controller board that latches down a relay, and then on each washer you have a very simple little $35 timer board like this. Or if you want to really get inexpensive, we have a one-shot timer board which is adjustable. These are like $15 a piece that you can set from 1 to 60 minutes if you want to have a fixed. And if you're working with coin machines, you just simply need an opto isolated reeler board like this, and you put one of these in all 8 of your washers and dryers, and what we're doing here is we're interrupting the coin vend signal. So the dryer or the washer thinks it's getting quarters. So we send, example, for $1 we send 4 pulses, and this little relay goes click, 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 click 4 times, and the washer or the dryer thinks it just got 4 quarters. Very inexpensive little $15 controller board here. They term it as an optically isolated relay board. You got a nice 10 amp relay on here. Or if, again, same thing, but here's a one-shot timer. So it incorporates both the optical isolated relay and a timer in one little board. Or you add the 2 boards together, an accumulator timer board and an opto. And then you can have on non-coin operated machines, you would use timer boards. On coin operated, they already have timer boards. So all you have to do is add this. These are very inexpensive. You can order this with either no push buttons like you see on the right, or 2 push buttons, or 4 push buttons, 6 push buttons, or 8 push buttons. What's nice is just press your button and it latches for that particular washer or that particular dryer. You can order this either wall mount like you see over here on the right, or tabletop like you see over here on the left. It's the exact same unit. The only difference is what we've done is reverse the decal and reversed the terminal, but it's the exact same unit. On the right we have, you can see the little ears sticking out. For customers that want to mount it on a wall, we have a rear cover plate that has 3 mounts, or like you see the one on the left, it's mounted on a tabletop and you don't need to have ears sticking out. So we have both types of mounting, and we also have a pedestal for the back, so when you would connect up the one on the right here, you can connect it to the back of the dryer with 4 self-threading screws, and you don't have to worry about putting it on a wall. Then you mount your electrical controller wherever you want to put it, in the back of the machine, or on the floor, or on the wall, or interrupting your 110 or your 220 volts. This little controller that you see in the picture, this little guy can be hooked up to coin machines, coin mechanisms, a key switch, or any type of debit card reader writer. All it's looking for is an input for a pulse. So when you give it the pulse, it pulls in the 2 relays. So anyone's timer can be connected to this. Very simple wiring to hook that up if you want to make a home brew or buy one of the Chinese knockoffs. You can buy coin-operated controllers from China for a little over $100. Unfortunately, you can't do much with them because there's no connections to hook to anything. But you can buy one of those inexpensive coin mechanisms and connect to our controller, and now you can turn on and off your washer or your dryer, and you don't need an electrician to come down there. You don't have to worry about wiring anything, and it's very easy to install. It's plug and play. I think that's the words we should be using here. Plug and play. Again, it's available from standalone with a little reader like this. You can order it, or it's just one-on-one, 1 reader, 1 controller. And if you don't want our nice little enclosure, you can just purchase your reader from whomever you want and connect it up to our control box. Or if you want to really save some money and you have a room full of machines, for example like an RV park, apartment house complex, where you have 2, 4 or more washers and same numbers of dryers, then this is advantageous, because you can have, example, 6 dryers or 4 washers and 4 dryers, or any kind of mixture like this, because each one is running separately with a controller board like this. You don't need coin mechanisms. But If you already have the coin mechanisms, then you don't need the timer boards at all. You just need the controller that you see right here and a simple little opto board. So instead of spending $10,000-$20,000 for fancy card systems, here you can get a card system for a fraction. I really mean a fraction of the cost of all the competitive units that are out on the market. It's warranted for 1 year. It's USA manufactured, other than if you're ordering this, the readers are manufactured in Israel. We're here in sunny Florida. Been at this doing access controls since 1965. So hope to hear from you. Check our information text here on this video, and hope to hear from you. Thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation.